Hello, I'm Phil Mullen, energy psychotherapist, proud to be a member of ACEP, the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychotherapy. I've made this short video to assist people in becoming a non-smoker, an ex-smoker, in achieving freedom from smoking. If you are a smoker, you probably have a desire in your conscious mind to give up smoking. After all, we know that smoking kills. It contributes to all manner of diseases, it exacerbates aging, and it smells disgusting, and it burns away vast amounts of your money. You may have tried unsuccessfully to give up smoking. I'm going to describe how energy psychology can help and take you through an energy psychology procedure that I hope will assist you as you become an ex-smoker. I'm not selling anything. I'm just spreading the benefits of these remarkable healing methods of energy psychology. In energy psychology, we work with the body's energy system as it interfaces with the mind. And we find that the deeper patterning or coding of problems is registered in the energy system. It's like a deeper part of the mind. And we tap on acupressure points to release and clear the stress, distress, and dysfunctional patterns. It's rather like resetting a computer, deleting the faulty programs. Now, the problem for many smokers is that your conscious mind may desire to be free of cigarettes, but the deeper unconscious mind wishes to keep the addiction. This is because the addictive substance, in this case cigarettes, has caused a switch in the body's signaling system. Let me explain this switch in the body's signaling system. Now, we make use of muscle tone signaling. It's just pressing on someone's arm like this. Now, if you are a regular smoker, and if I were to press on your outstretched arm lightly, your muscle tone would probably remain strong if I asked you to say, "I want to be well." And it would go weak if you were to say, "I want to be sick." It would be strong if I named various healthy foods, such as organic broccoli, free-range eggs, and so on. And it would go weak if I named something unhealthy, such as monosodium glutamate, a fast food burger and chips, and so on. But if you're a regular smoker, your arm would almost certainly remain strong to cigarettes. It would be as if your body registers cigarettes as good for you. Remember, I said your arm would be strong to "I want to be well." But if you're a regular smoker, and if you were to say, "Cigarettes, I want to be well," your arm would almost certainly go weak. And if you said, "Cigarettes, I want to be sick," your arm would be strong. So when you pair the word cigarettes with the statement, it's as if your whole system has become oriented to being unwell, to being sick. This reveals how cigarettes switch the signals so that bad registers as good and good registers as bad. It's the sabotage pattern that is at the heart of addictions, including addiction to cigarettes. And it's part of why it can be so difficult to give up. Now, this pattern only shows up with regular smokers. It shows up in other addictions and other kinds of problems as well, but it's crucially there with smokers. And we are indebted to Dr. Roger Callahan, developer of thought field therapy, for discovering this sabotage pattern, which he's termed psychological reversal, and for his work in finding ways to combat it. A little earlier, Dr. John Diamond had identified a similar pattern, which he termed a reversal of the body's morality system. Now, fortunately, this sabotage or reversal pattern is easy to correct with energy psychology methods. Cigarettes are what we call an energy toxin. They are bad for us, they are toxic, and they distort and reverse our energy system, and they create cravings. So now I'll take you straight into an energy tapping procedure that is designed to help you become free of cigarettes. We combine tapping on acupoints with relevant words and phrases designed to tune into the problem and to set you free. Tapping on these points in this sequence helps your system reappraise and reset itself and become more flexible and free. Now, before we do that, just take a moment to assess on a scale of 0 to 10 how strong your craving for a cigarette is now. How pleasurable you think a cigarette would be, 0 to 10. And now, tap the side of your hand like this, the outer side of your hand, and say, or just follow with me these words: even though I am a smoker, and even though I am a prisoner of cigarettes, and even though I have been poisoning myself every day, and even though I'm wasting my money on cigarettes, and even though I have tried before to give up, and even though I have failed, I completely accept myself. And even though cigarettes switch the signals in my system and cause bad to register as good, and even though they deceive and confuse my body, I completely accept myself. And even though cigarettes and smoking have become part of my identity, part of who and what I think I am, and even though I have been fighting against myself and losing the fight with myself, I completely accept myself, and I choose to be well. And now, tap under the nose here. I choose to be well. Just keep tapping there. And then tap on the chin here. All the shame of being a smoker. And now tap inside your little finger. All the injuries to my heart in being a smoker. And all the anger I have tried to squash with being a smoker. And now tap the first finger, the index finger, by the nail. All my guilt about being a smoker. And now tap inside the eyebrow here, just next to your nose. All the ways I've traumatized myself with cigarettes, and all the ways I've used cigarettes to cope with traumas, stress, and sadness. And now tap the side of the middle finger by the nail. So the thumb side of your middle finger by the nail. All the effects of smoking on my circulatory system. And then gently tap under the eye. or you can do both eyes. All the fears that I've tried to cope with by smoking, and all the fear I have created through smoking. And now tap the back of your hand between the little finger and the next finger, between those knuckles. All the stress that has accumulated in my system, all the stress of being a smoker, the stress of every cigarette I have smoked. And then tap on the ends of these collarbones here under your throat. Just keep tapping on those collarbones. And then just pause there. Now imagine having a cigarette and notice how strong or weak the appeal of the cigarette is now. And now tap under the breasts or nipples on either side. This is the liver meridian tapping point. All the toxic effects of cigarettes, all the times and ways I've poisoned myself with cigarettes. And now tap fingertips and thumb tips like this, just in front of the throat, in the field of the throat chakra. All the times and ways I've taken poison and toxins down my throat, and all the ways I've swallowed toxic emotions and have not expressed myself truthfully. Then tapping fingertips and thumb tips just in front of the forehead at the third eye chakra. Everything that has been too painful to know and see and be aware of in my addiction to smoking, and in whatever gave rise to my addiction to smoking. Everything in the situation when I first started smoking. And then tap the side of your thumb by the nail. All the damage to my breathing. And just let yourself breathe again. And now tap on the ends of these collarbones. And now just imagine again smoking a cigarette and rate again how pleasurable this feels, 0 to 10. You may at this point find that the prospect of a cigarette has become a little disgusting. If this is so, this is good. It's very good, because your body is registering its true natural reaction to a toxin. Just as the first time you smoked a cigarette, your body would have reacted with nausea and disgust. Now, for many smokers, smoking has become part of their identity. Maybe it's difficult to imagine being a non-smoker. Puzzling and confusing to imagine being an ex-smoker. What would you do with yourself? So tap the side of your hand and say, even though smoking has been part of my identity, it's difficult to imagine being a non-smoker, an ex-smoker, of being free of smoking. What will I do with myself? Smoking has punctuated my day. Cigarettes have been the punctuation marks in my day. They've structured my day. but maybe it could be possible to just let go of all of that. Just throw it all away. It's just rubbish. Now, let's see if we can clear these patterns at an even deeper level. This just takes a moment or two. Can you put two fingers together of one hand, two fingers just under the collarbones here, and put two fingers of the other hand just a little lower on your heart chakra in the center? And now just put your attention on an image of a blue diamond just under your collarbones, just behind these fingers, a blue diamond, which turns now into a blue flame with a silvery white aura. Just focus in on that image, and I'll do the same, and just let's see what happens here. Okay, I hope that has left you feeling somewhat more free and more able to see yourself as a non-smoker, as an ex-smoker, and to feel the wonderful freedom of that. If you feel cravings for a cigarette, here is a very quick tapping sequence you can use. Side of the hand, thinking, it's just an addiction, it's just a toxin. Under the eye, under the arm on the side of your body, under the arm there, opposite the nipple, under the arm. And then under the breasts or under the nipples, front, and then on the collarbones. You may find that smoking increasingly looks to you like a very strange activity that has less and less appeal, that it's just an absurd thing to do. I know this, I know about these things, because I used to be a heavy smoker. But that was about 30 years ago. I'm Phil Mullen, and I wish you well in achieving freedom from cigarettes. Thanks for watching and listening.